I'm going to vote yes to pay less. It's the easiest way to explain it to people. You vote yes on all the initiatives to pay less. This segment is brought to you by Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I'm down 37 pounds on the program, and I lost most of that weight in just 2 months. There's no prepackaged meals, no counting calories, no drugs or injections. Schedule your free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Are you ready just to feel invigorated? So there is some new polling out, conducted in part by the Seattle Times. It's called the WA poll. It's sponsored by the Seattle Times, King 5, University of Washington's Center for an Informed Public. So they put out polling, and they put out individual stories at the Times on every one of the 4 initiatives that are going to be on your ballot in November. Remember, there's nothing on the ballots for the primary election about the initiatives. You just vote on them in November. And how are we voting on the initiatives? Well, I shouldn't say that. How am I voting on the initiatives? I'm going to vote yes to pay less. It's the easiest way to explain it to people. You vote yes on all the initiatives to pay less. So the initiatives and the possibility of them passing looks very, very good based on these polls. And again, I go back to, who are the polls from? Seattle Times, King 5, University of Washington. If anything, those are leaning to the other side, to the no side, in my opinion. So let's just go through each of them, because I think you'll also be maybe not stunned, but it's nice to see that it doesn't matter Republican, Democrat, or independent. People really support these initiatives. And I love to see that. And that's because these initiatives are pushing back against bad policies. And across the political spectrum, people are understanding that. So let's start with my personal favorite, the initiative to repeal the Climate Commitment Act, which is Initiative 2117. So according to WA poll, among all respondents, regardless of political party, 48% are certain to vote yes to repeal the CCA. 34% are certain to vote no, and there's 18% who aren't sure. 48% at this juncture is very, very good, although there's a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars in a PAC to oppose Initiative 2117, so the yes side really needs to get their, well, they do have their stuff together. They need more money to be able to make sure that they're out there countering the narrative on the no on 2117 folks, but 48% who are certain, that's good. We just need to pick up a few more percentage points. And as I pointed out earlier, this is regardless of party affiliation. 56% of Republicans say they're certain to vote yes, although that seems low to me. Introduce me to the Republicans who are certain to vote no. That's confusing.
Yeah, I'd like to meet them too.
That's weird. Democrats, 47%, independents, 44%. So that's pretty darn good if you ask me. All right, the initiative, the newest of all the initiatives on natural gas. So this is the initiative that was just pushed through in a month and a half. They got 450,000 signatures to protect natural gas, to say, no, you can't ban it from our homes or our businesses. You have to have a choice. So it's protecting energy choice. 54% of all respondents in the WA poll survey say they are certain to vote yes for that initiative. 21% say they're certain to vote no. That's a big discrepancy. Only 21% are certain that they'd vote no. And again, you look at the same thing when it comes to party lines, it really doesn't make a difference. More people are certain to vote yes than certain to vote no. All right, the initiative to make the long-term care tax optional doesn't do away with it. It just says if you want to use the program, then yeah, you can pay into it. But if you don't want to use the program, then you don't have to see money come out of every single paycheck from now until you retire, which is just common sense. 52% of respondents say they are certain to vote yes, and I take that to mean they can't be swayed. So if it's over 52%, that's looking pretty good, right? 27% say they're certain to vote no. You see the same demographics here along party lines. This is the next one is the interesting one. And we always knew that the initiative 2109 to repeal the capital gains tax, it's going to be the trickiest, because the argument from the folks who want to keep capital gains is this is just about the rich people. Why do you feel bad for the rich people? And they're going to say you're going to lose all of these services for the poor if you cut the capital gains tax. That's a pretty compelling argument. And you see that this is the only one that appears to kind of be more, well, I guess the other one was 48%, 46%. On Initiative 2109 say they are certain to vote yes, but that's still double the number that are certain to vote no. So it shows you that that's still on a really good trajectory. 54% of Democrats, 44%, or 54% of Republicans, 44% of Democrats, and 45% of independents say they are certain to vote yes. And these numbers are really before there has been, like I said, there's millions of dollars in the coffer to try to protect all of these measures for the no on the initiative side of things. And they've had some ads, some marketing and stuff out there, but they haven't begun to use that money, I don't think, in earnest. So let's hope the people who are saying right now they're certain to vote yes aren't swayed by what will absolutely be the lies and fear-mongering tactics. I mean, Bill Gates gave $1 million to keep the Climate Commitment Act. Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, gave $1 million to keep you poor. And I'm just like, I really hope that $1 million isn't used to lie and scare Washington voters. But I don't know about you, Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
I feel great about that.
I do.
I think
it's good. And I mean, there was quite a few in those breakdowns. It mentions quite a few Democrats voting yes. So that makes me happy.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's like,
yes.
I mean, even on cap gains,
right.
44% of Democrats who were polled said they are certain to vote yes.
Right. So that makes me very hopeful.
It does. And I love to see that. But that is reflective of when Brian Haywood ran the initiatives, all 6 of them initially. He had a way of sort of looking at, when they were scanning in the documents, more or less how people were politically affiliated. If there were also part of other records like donations to Republican or Democratic candidates. And his showed that this is almost identical to what his analysis of people who signed the initiatives, what their political makeup was. Because he said at the time, the combined number of independents and Democrats far outweighs the number of Republicans who signed the initiatives.
Right.
So he knew going into it that these had bipartisan support. And so this makes sense that now we're seeing bipartisan support from the electorate as a whole to pass them into law. To vote yes,
pay less, which is what we need to make sure people are telling their friends. I filled out my ballot last night with the primary stuff, but then I also was like, yes to some family members just to make sure everybody knew.
Yeah, I mean, it's not on the primary, but just so they know heading into the November election.
The word.
Vote yes.
Pay less.
Vote yes.
Pay less.
Vote yes.
Pay less.
Vote yes.
Pay less.
Woo! Easy. Nicole said before the show, that should be on billboards. That's all it is. It really should. Vote yes. Pay less.
Brian spent a lot of money already, so we really got to step it up for him.
Yeah, let's go WA.com. Go in there, throw him a few bucks for that billboard. But I love this stuff. I have a secret steak dinner bet. I love steak dinner bets. It's because I love steak and I love mashed potatoes.
Might as well buy it.
Yeah,
either way you win.
Well, right. Like when I buy you guys your steak dinner for losing the bet about Biden, then I'm going to get a double dose of mashed potatoes. But there's somebody I know, I won't name them and shame them, but they're helping the no on all these initiative campaigns. I like them. They're very nice, very reasonable, but we just disagree politically, which is fine. But I made a bet with them that if more of these initiatives pass than not, I get a steak dinner, vice versa. So maybe I buy you guys a steak dinner and then I get bought a steak dinner. And at the end of the day, I think that would be good.
I'm hoping for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also think, be aware of these Seattle Times things because we didn't really talk about the titles, but they're like, tax the rich, like all of the titles are very.
Yeah. Can we actually
pull them back up?
Yeah. Can we actually go? So just the first one with the CCA. State carbon market and energy regulations face tough road before November election. And I get it, but like the state carbon market, it's the Climate Commitment Act. So it's sort of like the jargon used around that is all so varied that it's not consistent, where I feel like that might confuse people, right? It's repealing the Climate Commitment Act. And then if we jump down to the cap gains one, the headline, while lawmakers decided to tax the rich, polls show voters aren't so sure. The tax the rich, that is the narrative that the left uses, right? So the Seattle Times is sort of using that narrative. If, on the opposite side, couldn't they just as easy say, lawmakers passed a unconstitutional income tax, voters aren't so sure it's lawful, you know what I mean? So it's just, the push is interesting.
Even on the long-term care, I'll bring that one up really quick. So that one, I mean, they use a picture of Inslee and WA cares. Like nobody cares if you vote. If you vote no, then you care. If you vote yes, you must not care for Washington.
Yeah. And they call it WA cares because it's like, oh, we care about people. Right. It's like, no, the program's an absolute disaster. Yes. You can put a heart around it. You can make me WA cares. It's like, okay, you don't care about the people who are going to have to pay into it for their entire working lives and will never benefit from it because they decide to move to a different state. You don't care so much about them, do you? Again, there's nothing controversial about choice, right? Mm-hmm. The left loves choice.
Yep.
Let people choose whether they would like this safety net, whether they would like to benefit from this program when they retire. And for people who don't want to, then they shouldn't have to pay into it. That's just socialism.